Hey you all, also hi to fellow dressmakers. You're welcome to another interesting tutorial, and in today's video we'll be making this beautiful shift dress. I'll be showing you the easiest way to go about the making of this dress with these amazing features you're seeing here. And if you're interested, let me show you how. Now, to make this dress, you will need from 2 yards and above depending on your size. And aside the Ankara fabric, you'll also be needing a plain fabric for the panel we have on the front of the dress. Now, what you're going to do is to fold your fabric, and you're going to fold it in a way that it will contain your hip circumference plus extra allowance for ease and the inseam allowance, side seam allowance. Yeah. So I'm done folding. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to place the gown length on the selvage of this fabric, yeah, down like this, and then I'm going to come up here to the length. I marked the gown length plus extra 2 inches allowance as the whole gown length. Now this line here will serve as the shoulder line, and from this line I'm going to go down first to the waistline, from shoulder to waist, and then from shoulder to the hip line, and we already have the gown length as the selvage of this fabric. Yeah, once I'm done marking the two, I'm going to use my ruler to highlight them so that we can take our measurements on these lines. Now coming back to the shoulder line, I'll be taking the shoulder measurement divided by 2, and then I'll be going down to the chest line. On that point again, I'll mark the shoulder measurement divided by 2, and then I'm going to use my ruler to just mark a straight line this way, and this right there will be the chest line and the shoulder measurement. Next, I'll be marking 3.5 as a neck width here, and then I'm going to go down 2 inches as the neck depth for the back. We are marking for both front and back so that we can use one to trace the two. Yeah, and then once I'm done, you can decide to do 1 inch or 1.5 as your neck depth here. Then for the front neck depth, I'll be using 7.5 as her neck depth. Then for the front, you'll be doing a V neckline, and you're going to connect it to the same neck width we use for the back. Now I'm going to come down here to about 1 inch to slope the shoulder and slant it this way to the neck width, as you see me do it like this. The next thing I will do is to measure from that shoulder slope down to the chest line. I'll get the midpoint so that we can get the armhole for both front and back. Yeah, I'll be showing you how to do that. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to take the bust measurement divided by 4 here plus 2 inches extra allowance. 1 inch will be for ease, and then the other 1 inch will be because we'll be turning this with lining, yeah, so that we have allowance to do that and still have allowance to shape the side later. And then you're going to curve your armhole to that midpoint we got earlier. Then on that midpoint again, you will be marking going in 1/2 inch, then you slant from the shoulder tip down to that 1/2 inch and curve from that 1/2 inch to the bust width. And this one right here will be the front armhole. Can you see? The next thing now is to take the waist measurement divided by 4 plus extra 2 inches, 1 inch as is, and the other 1 inch as a side seam allowance. Do you understand that? Then on the hip measurement divided by 4 plus extra 2 inches allowance. Then I'm going to be connecting this measurement like this. Now, once you are done with this now, the next thing now is to take the measurement for the down, and you can decide to just take it straight from what you have on the hip, but I recommend that you minus 1 inch from what you have on your hip. That is the whole measurement you have on the hip line, you minus 1 inch and mark it on your gown length. And because this is on request, yeah, that is why this is this long. Otherwise, dresses like this is better if it is just as a mini dress. You understand? So the length matters here. Now I'm going to cut this out. First, I'll be cutting the back neckline, and you see that I left about 1/2 inch stitching allowance on that back neckline. Then the side seam will be the same. Then I also cut out the back armhole. Now I folded another fabric bigger than what I had for the front here, and that is because of the zipper allowance of about 1 inch, which you're going to leave on the center back before you place the center front on that line. And then once you're done, once you're sure that what you folded contains this tracing that you're doing here, you're going to just trace it out this way, and now you are cutting the actual back. The other one where we marked with chalk is the front, and now after cutting the back, now you're going to keep it one side and then cut the front. First we are cutting the v neckline, and you see that I left about 1/2 inch stitching allowance there. Then I cut out the armhole just as it is, the front armhole. And then the next thing we'll be doing now is to do the cutout we have on the front here. And what you're going to do is to go in from your neck width 2 inches, and then on the center front all the way down you are marking 2 inches. At this point you are following the same outline you have on this dress cutout. Can you see? So to do that proper, you're going to come to this neck depth line here. Yeah, you're going to come here and also mark that same 2 inches so that you can blend it better to the one you have on the shoulder and this ones you have on the center front. Can you see that? So you're taking it straight from that neck depth all the way to the gown length this way, and then you come back to the neck depth and take it from that point to the one you have on the shoulder line, and it's looking like this. Take your time and blend it in so that it will be easier for you to join it later, because you'll be doing some joining there. Now we are going to cut this out, and I'll be leaving about half inch stitching allowance or joining allowance here. So just the same thing you marked here, you're cutting the exact same thing except that you are leaving allowance for sewing. Then you're going to fold your plain fabric and then you place this same cutout on it. It must be on fold. The center front must be on fold, yeah. And then you're going to highlight the neck depth and the shoulder line, and then you're making sure that it contains the same cutout you have for the Ankara. I don't know if you understand. Now what you're going to do is to add extra 1.5 allowance here. Half inch will be for joining allowance, and then the other 1 inch will be to make it wide at the end of the day so that it's wider than what we have here for this Ankara cutout. Do you understand that? So you are adding 1.5 to what you have here. This template you have here now, you are adding 1.5 to it. And I say that half inch will be for joining allowance, and then the other 1 inch will be to make it wider than the same cutout you have for the Ankara. Then you're going to also follow the same outline you have on this template from the shoulder down to the neck depth, then all the way to the center front to the gown length. And then you're going to connect them like this and basically cut it out, because that's just how you're going to go about it. After cutting this one, you can decide to cut another one to make it double. But because of how I did mine, yeah, I cut another one so that it can also be the same with the lining, but you can try to just cut two and double the fabric, or better still, you go ahead and interface this just to give it a little bit of structure if that is what you're going for. But what I did, I went ahead to cut out that the second one, then I cut out my lining, and you see that the lining just gets to the actual length of the dress. Yeah, that means the lining is just 2 inches shorter from what we have as a dress length. I have that for both front and back. Then I cut out this for the belt. Yeah, you are basically making it as long as you want it, and then also as wide as you want it, and you just go ahead and basically fold it and sew it. Give it a belt shape at the hem if you want to, or just better still, just close it like that. Now we are going to start sewing, and we are going to start with the front. Yeah, so I'll take out the pins this way, then I'm going to open this one. This is the front. Yeah, you're going to open it up to be on the right side, like the right side up this way. Then you take one of this panel, since we have two, which I said you can decide to just make it double here, and then you cut your lining to be whole. But I want it the same thing I have as the on the fashion fabric. I want it to be the same on the lining. Yeah, so yeah, I have two of those panel, and then that one will be going to the lining and one will be going to the fashion fabric. Now this one going to the fashion fabric, you're going to just take your time and pin it so that it's easy for you to work with it. Please pin it, though. Pin it, pin the two of them, and after pinning you're going to have something like this. Can you see that vision? Yeah, so you're going to repeat the same thing with the lining, since that is what I'm going for. If you are not doing that, yeah, what you're going to do is to just go ahead and join it, and after joining, you are now going to fold it into two, place it on your folded lining, and then you cut for the front. But I say that I want mine to be like this, the lining to be the same as the fashion fabric. Then I also mentioned that you can interface this panel, this plain panel, you can interface it to make it more structured if you are going for something like that. And I'll simply go ahead and trim out the excess I have on the lining, because we use the fashion fabric to cut for the lining. Yeah, that's why it's excess. Then for this back, you're going to just place the lining on the right side of the fashion fabric, return the neckline first top stitch. Then you're going to match it up on the down like this and sew the down before you sew the center back and the side seam. You're doing the same thing for the two sides of the back. Yeah, and after I was done doing the front, joining the panel and turning with lining, this is what I have. This doll face is behaving anyhow with this V neckline, but yeah, this is what we have at the end of the day. This is what it's looking like on the inside, and you can see how colorful it is, because I mean the inside can also be just as colorful and as popping as the right side or the fashion fabric. Now to fix your belt, that notch we had, I used my chalk. I forgot to mention that I used my chalk to, mark it before closing the side seam, because after closing the side seam, you're going to, that notch will not be there anymore. So just use your chalk to mark it before you close the side seam, and then now you're going to place your belt on that point. You can either decide to place it from that notch upwards or from that notch downwards, or better still in between that notch, but your belt is going there. So after you're done fixing the belt or stitching it down, the belt, you're now going to close the shoulder, and I'm using the back lining to close the shoulder. You're going to take your time and arrange it, and you sew with half inch, and you're repeating the same thing on the other side. And after that, we'll be talking about the sleeve. And for the sleeve, yeah, you're going to fold it using what you usually use to fold your basic sleeve, yeah, the one that will go around your armhole, plus extra 3 inches at least, depending on how wide you want your sleeve to be. Depends on how much you're adding to what you use to fold your basic sleeve. So after you're done folding, you're going to fold it into two so that we cut for the two sleeves. Because of the length of the person I'm working with here, this 22 and a half would work for her sleeve length. So now what you see me marking here is that same value I used to fold for her basic sleeve, yeah. And once I mark it, I'm going to just come down 3 and a half and give it this sleeve curve on this top like this. Then you're going to come down whatever it is you have here now. You're going to come down to the hem of the sleeve. You're marking that, and then you're adding at least 3 inches. If you want it wider, you can add to that. Then you're going to blend it into this part. You see what I did here? Take your time and blend it in just as you see me do it here. And then you're going to come up here to about 1 inch or 1 and a half, so that it's not pointy on that point. And that's pretty much about it. You're going to be cutting this out. If you want it wider, make it wider, but this is just how you go about your basic belt sleeve. And then you're going to cut it out, and after cutting it out, I'm going to cut out the lining for the two sleeves, yeah. And after cutting, this is what I have, and this is what I decided to do with the sleeve, yeah. I want this particular fashion fabric to be visible by the time, belt sleeve exposes the lining, yeah. So I want this fashion fabric to be visible instead of the lining. But then you're going to take out half inch from the hem of the lining this way, just so the lining won't be forcing itself out on the fashion fabric on the hem of the sleeve. Do you understand that? Now you're going to basically sew on the down, top stitch if you want to, and after sewing the down, you're going to match it up from the top like this, and then you're going to close it on the two sides, then you top stitch on the top part just to secure the fashion fabric and the lining. And once you're done, the next thing now is to go back to your dress, yeah. And at this point, what you're going to do is to trim out the excess you have on the armhole. But if you don't have any, you're going to just stitch it down there just to secure the fashion fabric and the lining. And once you're done with that, the next thing now is to go ahead and fix your sleeve. Match up the midpoint of the sleeve to the shoulder joining, and then you fix it all around. There is no pleat there, it's not a puff sleeve, so you are making sure that what you have there goes around your armhole with no pleat. And of course, right after fixing the sleeve, you're going to close the center back from where you want your zipper to stop here. You close it all the way down. There's no slit on the back. You fix your zipper on the part where you are located for your zipper, and yeah, you close the side seam with about half inch, because we added 2 inches, 1 inch for ease, and then the other 1 inch because we turned the side with lining, yeah. So you'll be having about half inch left. Go ahead and close the side seam with that half inch, and yeah, you're going to have your dress torn out like this. This is what it's looking like on the inside. And for the armhole, I use bias to pipe it so that we don't have any rough edge here. And yeah, that's pretty much how you go about this dress. You see that everything came out so well, and I hope you found it very helpful. If you do, let me know in the comments, and I'll be seeing you on my next one. Bye.